Good morning, traders. This is a very quick update, just because we got knocked out of our BTC position last night on this wick that came down. As we all know, we were long BTC. We eased our way into the position. I suppose we probably got out or went into it a little bit too quickly. But that being said, we're doing well in our drift. So, we winning on drift, and we unfortunately got shaken out of our BTC position on these wicks. So we had to stop over here at 111. So we just got there. And quite frankly, I mean, these things happen. They're incredibly frustrating, but they do happen. And this just comes with the territory. So we take our medicine and we move forward. What I wanted to do was go back into position. However, this is now making its way up. I had a look to see if there's other opportunities in other coins, and over here we can have a look at Solana. One thing I noticed on Solana is that we're on this strong support line. We're supported by a resistance going, I mean, an ascending support as well, and we've just pierced the 50-day EMA. So I'd expect this to go higher. If we look on the potential drawdown, we can look down here to this level here. We're looking at about, say, 10% drop before we would want to cut that position. So the maximum amount of leverage you want to take on that is about 10. Again, I don't really want to chase BTC, even though this is looking good now. It came down, stopped us out on this wick. Very frustrating, but it is what it is. And you can see that will probably reverse and go higher. So if you're still in your PTC position, well, then well done. I would say I'd keep on riding it all the way up. If we look there, that looks like it's just going to keep on going. So looking good on that side. However, I wanted to actually allocate into Solana instead. Just personal preference. Now, when it comes down to position sizing, I think it's worth mentioning that because we took a hit last night, our account balance fell back below the 28.5, which means that we're now back in the first rung. So it means that if we're taking between two positions, we can only allocate $5 to one and 5 to the other. Now, we're already in drift. We took that position when we're over there, so we leave that. That's fine. But when we're going into a new position, because the account balance is below 28.5, we're now going to go into this rung, which means we can only allocate $5 onto that. So that means that over here, you can see the margin for our Solana position is 5. We're on 10 times leverage, and we got in there at entry price is 211. So we bought 0.24 Solana. You can see the drift position again is still at $14 as per our allocation over there. So that's still looking good. Again, we came out at a bit of a loss, but this goes with the territory. It's going to happen. And it's how we react to our drawdowns that will probably give us more of an advantage than how we react to the good times. Anyone can be happy with the win, but it's how you take the defeats that really defines you, especially as a trader. So we're going to walk away from that loss. One thing you would also notice is that, as we discussed yesterday, our when we went from $5 to then 10, remember we doubled it. We did not triple our BTC position. Now, if our account size was about $2 less, which would have put us, or just over $2 less, would have put us underneath that 28.50, which means that we would have only had $5 in that account, which means that instead of losing $7, we would have lost about $3.50 or thereabouts. But we did step up. This shows you that as we're going up in account size, it's always good to pause, trade that range, or that this range over here when we're in 28 to 81 or 81 to 231, so that we stabilize our gains. As we win, lose, we kind of having a same amount of exposure, so that we don't we're not trading on the maximum amount of exposure when we have a bad trade. So that being said, we are in Drift and we are in Solana. We locked and loaded. Again, we've gone into Solana at the next tier there, and we are looking for that to move up. In terms of Drift, again, looking good. It went up, came down just as expected. We bought in at the bottom and we want this to go higher. Solana, similar situation, waiting for this to go up, and that'll be good. When this goes up to the next level, I mean, that's about a 20% gain, which is going to be fantastic. Again, if you're still in BTC, I would hold that position. That being said, we are underneath the 200, I believe. No, 200 is still rising on there on the daily, but we do have the 50 EMA, which is, yeah, we're kind of chopping through that a little bit. So I'd keep a little bit of an eye on that. I'm still concerned about that wick. That wick, in my opinion, is very unfortunate, but just keep an eye on it. If we go on to Bitcoin dominance, you can see over here, we're still underneath the 50 EMA, which means if that pushes lower, that means that BTC can still go lower or it will stay the same while the likes of Solana goes up. And that is one of the reasons why I'm holding 2 altcoin positions now instead of BTC and altcoin. Anyway, traders, have a great day and all the best.